Which of the following is not an example of a chemical reaction? C. Boiling water. Which of the following is a noble gas? A. Helium. What is the chemical formula for water? D. H2O. Which of the following is a strong acid? B. Hydrochloric acid. What is the chemical symbol for gold? C. O. Which of the following is a common symptom of diabetes? B. Fatigue. What is the recommended daily dose of aspirin for heart attack prevention? A. 81 milligrams. Which of the following is a common side effect of chemotherapy? C. Hair loss. What is the normal range for blood pressure in adults? B. 120/80 millimeters Hg. Which of the following is a symptom of a concussion? C. Loss of consciousness.
I'm going to be giving a complete tour of the female reproductive system. I'm going to be talking kind of fast, so bear with me. On the outside here, we are going to start with the vulva. This is often called the vagina, and that is actually a mistake. The vulva is composed of the labia majora and labia minora. On either side, you are going to see the bulbs of the vestibule. Those are composed of erectile tissue and can swell when you become aroused. This Y-shaped structure is actually connected to this little bend here, and this would be the clitoris. This is a highly innervated structure and can provide an immense amount of pleasure if stimulated properly. Now, we're going to come down here. These are going to be the greater vestibular glands, also known as Bartholin's glands. You may know them from having a Bartholin cyst. And then we have finally arrived at the canal here. That is actually the vagina. At the top of the vagina, you will see the cervix. That is the entry point into the uterus. The uterus has two layers. It has the endometrium and the myometrium. The endometrium is the layer that sheds off and sloughs out each month. The myometrium is the muscular layer that is responsible for cramping. Directly below the uterus, you will see the bladder, and you can now understand why pregnancy becomes so problematic and you have to pee all the time. For those who don't know, the urethra actually comes down through here, exits through the vulva, and is right there. It is a separate orifice from the vagina. Back up here, we are going to have a tube on either side of the uterus. These are called uterine tubes. The uterine tube is going to come up and around and open into these finger-like structures called the fimbriae. These actually attempt to sweep up the egg during ovulation, but there is actually space between there, and so there's a little bit of a leap of faith when that egg comes out, and it may not always make it into that uterine tube. And then obviously we have the ovary. That is going to be the storage place of all of the eggs for your lifetime, and also the site of hormone production. Now, if you've been looking around, you may see a structure there that you're not sure what that is. This right here is actually a remnant of the time that you didn't become a male. This is a remnant of the Wolffian duct, and these actually are visible in people. This is bound up inside of the broad ligament. I know you want to know what these tentacle things are that are reaching out to either side. These are the round ligaments of the uterus. If you've ever had round ligament pain during pregnancy, these are the little suckers that were doing it to you. This has been a really fast overview of the gross anatomy of the female reproductive system. If you know someone who doesn't know this stuff, please feel free to share it with them. If you have questions, you know what to do.
You guys asked for a female catheter video, so here it is.
Female catheters are commonly used when women are giving birth and in women who can't urinate or are unable to control their bladder.
When doing a catheter, first we prepare our equipment.
Then we part the labia and sterilise the site.
The catheter is lubricated and inserted through the urethra.
Water is injected to inflate the balloon at the end, which allows the catheter to stay fixed in the bladder.
The bag is attached and urine begins to flow.
Here are 4 secrets embalmers don't want you to know. Part 1. My name is Genesis Bellafrindi. I'm a licensed mortician and cosmetologist, here to educate you about all things death care and funeral industry related. Number 1. Kissing the decedent is unhygienic. Ever wonder how often postmortem cosmetics and brushes are used? They're used on hundreds of decedents over and over again, and there's no guarantee that the brushes are disinfected prior to each use. These same brushes and cosmetics that are used to prepare one body are also used on so many others that came before. And these are bodies that die from all sorts of illnesses and infectious diseases. So before you lean into the casket to kiss the decedent's lips or forehead, think about the amount of bacteria and germs that can potentially transmit onto your mouth and lips, and God knows what else. Just food for thought. Number 2, cutting the decedent's clothing. Yes, it's true. In order to dress a decedent, we do cut the clothing from the back. It's the easiest way to dress a decedent without having to physically lift them and risk hurting our backs. Also, by cutting it from the back, it helps us tailor the clothes better on the decedent so it fits better. I've had families that after the viewing though, they all of a sudden want grandma's dress back. And unfortunately, it's too late. Grandma's dress was cut in half. If it is a sentimental article of clothing, I suggest that you mention that to the funeral director before your loved one gets dressed. Want to learn more about the death care industry? Make sure to like, comment, and follow, and stay tuned for part 2.